Well, the rain finally broke today. It's about 3 o'clock on Wednesday. I dropped the tank. I need to change the fuel pump anyways because I've had problems with it. When I rev it real hard and let off, it dies. Like it starves for fuel. So it's time to change it. And tonight, I'm going to drill the holes out and get the rev nuts in and hopefully get so the table is hooked up and set up. And then tomorrow morning I'll go down and get me a fuel pump and put it back together, and hopefully that'll be one more problem off the list. All right, I've got the holes, or the location of the holes, marked. And now I'm waiting for my buddy to get home from work. He's got the rev nut set. That'll compress it after we drill the holes. That much closer. Michael's drilling the holes. Quick and easy. We're using the lights for the first time in here. How's that battery? Is that battery low?
That's good.
Okay.
It's not getting full throttle.
Are you squeezing the trigger all the way, or you're just going easy? Oh, okay. Wow, that is quick. Yeah, the one I saw were like hydraulic hand press ones.
Yeah, some of them. You hear the tone change,
Yeah.
and you gotta be careful because you'll break this little
Rivet.
the actual bit.
They're not perfectly square. They're close, but I couldn't tell when I had the table on it to line it up. The holes are good.
That's all that matters.
It doesn't matter.
Can I sit on this?
Yeah, you can.
I was already, I think.
Yeah. That's what it's made for. Nice. Much quicker than doing it with those hydraulic ones that you have to, press with your hands. Again, I made a slight judgment call mistake. I left the cardboard out last night. It wasn't supposed to rain, and it poured. It's supposed to be clearing up, but that is what I'm laying on to do the work underneath. I'm hoping the stuff under the tank is still dry. But I gotta get started, gotta get the fuel pump out, and I'm gonna mount the table. When I marked the holes, when this plate right here was in place, it was almost impossible to get the exact center of the hole. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna get this bit and drill these out just a tiny bit more, and that'll give me enough slop in there to mount it, and that shouldn't affect anything and give me a nice stable mount. So let's see what happens. That's all it took. I just drilled it out just a skosh bigger, a hair bigger, and that's it. It's in there tight. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna do the other one and get the table mounted, and that part of the project is a done deal. All right, one more piece of the puzzle complete. I'm happy with that. It turned out pretty darn good. It's pretty stable. It's not, I mean, it's super rigid, but it is stable. It'll wiggle a little bit, but not bad. I mean, not bad at all. The next part I have to do is I have to take all these cushions off and drill holes down through so I can put nuts, bolts, lock washers, and get it locked into the frame of the truck, or actually the body of the truck. So if I ever get into an accident, because you never know, I don't need all this lumber flying forward and smashing me too, along with getting crushed in the front. So I'll get that done. I need to drill out the cabinets also. But pretty good project. This right here, I bought the poles and the mounts from a company called Vintage Trailer Supply. When I redid my 1963 camper, I was missing a lot of parts, lots of parts and pieces, and they had a lot of that stuff, the old stock or vintage looking stuff. So there's a shout out for them, and for any of you that are looking for stuff like that. That was a pretty good avenue to get some of those parts and pieces. So here we go, let's do some more. Well, that's done. That was kind of a pain because all the crawling around underneath. Luckily I had some vice grips to lock onto that bolt head. But that's one down at the bottom and one in the front. And the same thing here, drilled down through. I had to check a bunch of times, up and down, make sure I'm not drilling into anything. And one way up there close to the edge. And with the cabinets themselves, the shackles for the leaf springs were on the back side of the cabinet. So I just stuck one bolt in each one of those. So that's 6 nuts, bolts, washers, lock washers holding the cabinets down, plus everything I've got tied into the walls. So it's a little bit of protection. I feel better. I hope it doesn't rattle and squeak and groan, but we will see. Well, I've got a little issue. It probably won't do anything, but I'm going to take the screws out. But those screws right there are coming through the table mount, and the tank goes right up tight to the bottom of the bed right here, the floor pan or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take each one of those out and slide it through an existing or another rev nut that I have and try and cut those off. The problem is those are stainless steel. That stuff's hard to cut. So we will see. I'll try one. If I can't do it, I'll have to get some probably 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. Those are only 1 inch, which is crazy, but it's sticking through quite a bit. But another little glitch. Today was a very tough day. I don't like crawling around under the vans on my back, or under any cars actually. But I got the fuel pump, got it all installed, and I found the replacement screws for here that were 5/8 of an inch long. So I didn't have to cut any of those, which made it much, much easier. So this is definitely a wrap from this video. I will fill the tank back up tomorrow, or put 5 gallons in and get it running and see what happens. I haven't started it in a long time, so hopefully there's no problems there. I might throw a battery charger on it because it's been sitting for such a long time. So we will talk to you guys soon, and hopefully everything works out well tomorrow. See ya.